And finally, our last bill on the agenda this evening to hear from our sponsor, Senator Mack, Senate Bill number 540, an act relating to state affairs and government, the Green Justice Zone Act. Senator Mack.
Yes, thank you, Chair Coyne, and thank you, members of the Senate Judiciary Committee, and thank you in advance to everyone who registered to speak on this important issue. I know it's going to be a long night, but I really appreciate this committee hearing all the testimony and all those who registered. So I wanted to take a moment to say that climate justice has had a long moment in our community for a really long time. We've seen the rise of youth activists and the Sunrise Movement. We have seen folks asking for clean water in Flint, Michigan. We have seen the Sioux tribe of Standing Rock ask for the shutdown of the Dakota Access Pipeline. And one of the most beautiful things about all of these issues is that every single human can relate to these issues. We all have a right to clean air, breathable, clean water, no matter where you live, and we have a right to clean, drinkable water because it is the life force of all living things, but it is currently not guaranteed for everyone in our state. You will hear powerful testimony tonight. Some will be angry, some will be sad, and some will be so impassioned you may feel like it is an over-exaggeration. When you hear their stories, I want you to imagine your backyard as home to these big polluters, your lungs breathing that air, and I want you to imagine your belly filled with that water. I can assure you, these problems faced by those in the port are real and heartbreaking, but there are solutions. Someone down the line made the decision to focus industries in the heart of low-income Black and Brown and Indigenous communities. This decision seemed hard decades ago, but the compounding of years and years of polluting industry have caused deep harm to those right here in our state. Here's a brief history of the environmental injustice that's happened right here in the port. Last week, March 9th, a submarine that was being torn apart by a local scrapyard caught fire, flooding the Washington Park neighborhood with thick smoke full of dangerous air pollutants. March 2017, a train carrying 30,000 gallons of ethanol, a highly combustible substance, flew off the train tracks near Allen's Ave. March of that same year, 2017, a gas pipeline exploded, releasing large quantities of PCBs. This is a dangerous component that is dangerous to adults who are pregnant and for young children. In October 2018, a truck overturned on Allen's Avenue and linked 11,000 gallons of volatile fuel onto the nearby neighborhood and eventually into the Providence River. Keep in mind, all of these events happened right in the middle of people's backyards. The Green Justice Zone is one of the most heavily polluted areas in the entire state. A mile and a half down the road in Patuxent Village, there are far fewer environmental toxins, including diesel-based particulate matter. When the road changes from Allen's Ave to Narragansett Ave, there are significantly different health outcomes for those families. This Green Justice Zone Act would do three things. One, shut down polluting industries within the Green Justice Zone, offer community-driven solutions, and it would also pay people to work in the polluting industry within the zone to find another job with a comparable salary and better benefits. This bill would shut down all of those polluting industries, including fossil fuel storage, the scrapyard metal, like the one that caught fire last week. This bill also creates a community elected board so that the community can have a voice in determining what happens in the port. And third, it creates a job training program through the Department of Labor and Transportation. So when we are transitioning people from their current jobs, we are providing them with the opportunity into new jobs that are sustainable for the next 20 years. Like my colleague, Senator Acosta, said, how are we going to pay for it? It's estimated that this bill will be about $25 million a year, which is a fraction of the budget. It includes things like raising taxes on the top 12%, a real estate conveyance tax, legalizing cannabis, freeing nonviolent drug offenders from our state's prisons, and a host of other things. I know that was pretty long-winded. This is a 38-page bill. I thank you all for sticking with me, and I am happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Senator Mack. Any questions of the sponsor? None at this time. Thank you so much for your testimony, Senator Mack.